Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in there? Or maybe you've blanked on someone's name you've just met only to remember it hours later? Moments like these happen to everyone, and they're usually nothing to worry about. But what if it's more than just a simple slip? What if those little lapses are early signs of something far more serious, like dementia? Dementia is not a normal part of aging. It's a slow, creeping condition that can begin with subtle changes and gradually strip away memory, reasoning, personality, and independence. The most frightening part? Many people miss the early red flags, and by the time it becomes obvious, the condition has already progressed. That's why today's video is so important, because knowing what to look for could make all the difference. In this video, we're diving into 10 signs of dementia you simply can't afford to ignore. Whether it's about your own health or someone you deeply care about, these signs are early warnings that deserve attention. You don't need to panic, but you do need to stay informed. If even one of these signs sounds familiar, don't dismiss it. Take it seriously, and make sure you stay with us to the end. We'll also talk about what you can do next. Let's begin with a behavior most people shrug off: memory loss. Everyone forgets things sometimes, but dementia-related memory loss is different. It's not just misplacing your phone or forgetting to buy milk. It's asking the same questions over and over again, forgetting recently learned information, and relying more and more on notes, devices, or people to get through the day. Someone might forget entire conversations, miss important dates repeatedly, or tell the same story multiple times in one sitting. This kind of memory loss isn't temporary. It grows over time, slowly interfering with daily life. Planning and problem solving can also become more difficult. People who once managed their schedule with ease may now struggle to make simple decisions or follow a recipe. You might see them getting overwhelmed when trying to pay bills or follow a set of instructions. They could take longer to complete familiar tasks or stop doing them altogether out of frustration. What's happening here isn't a loss of intelligence. It's the brain's ability to organize thoughts and follow through being compromised. This impacts confidence, independence, and eventually safety. Confusion with time and place is another early sign that's often overlooked. It might start with forgetting the day of the week or mixing up appointments. But over time, it can evolve into full disorientation, forgetting where they are, why they're there, or even what year it is. Someone might think they're living in a previous time of life or ask about people who have passed away long ago. It's common for people with dementia to wander because they believe they're heading to work, school, or somewhere from the past. And tragically, that confusion can place them in dangerous situations without them even realizing it. Even visual perception can be affected. While it may seem like a vision issue, it's actually the brain misinterpreting what the eyes see. This can make reading more difficult, affect balance, or cause trouble with judging distances. You might notice them reaching too far for an object, tripping over things on the floor, or bumping into furniture. Colors might look dull or blend together, making stares or shadows confusing and sometimes frightening. Everyday activities like driving can suddenly become dangerous, not because of poor eyesight, but because of impaired depth perception and processing. Another significant red flag is difficulty with words, speaking, writing, and following conversations. You might hear someone pause often, lose their train of thought, or struggle to find the right word. They could call everyday objects by the wrong names or use vague language like "that thing" instead of specifying. Repeating themselves becomes more common, and they might have trouble joining in group conversations. Writing can also suffer. Messages might become jumbled, short, or hard to understand. It's more than just forgetting a word occasionally. It's a noticeable breakdown in communication. Losing things happens to all of us, but in dementia, it goes deeper. A person may put items in strange places, like the remote in the freezer or the car keys in a shoe. And the real concern is when they can't retrace their steps to find them. Instead of searching logically, they become frustrated or suspicious. They might accuse others of stealing because they genuinely don't remember putting the item there. This isn't just forgetfulness. It's a disconnect from how memory and logic work together.
Judgment also begins to slip.
Someone who once managed their money wisely may suddenly give away large amounts to scammers or strangers. They may dress inappropriately for the weather, wear mismatched clothes, or ignore personal hygiene. Choices seem out of character, not because they don't care, but because their brain is losing the ability to weigh consequences. This can lead to safety concerns, especially if they start trusting the wrong people or taking dangerous risks. It's often a slow decline, but one that has a major impact on independence and well-being. Withdrawing from social and work activities is another sign that often goes unnoticed. Someone who used to enjoy dinner with friends, volunteering, or even chatting with family might suddenly pull away. You might hear excuses like, "I'm just tired," or "I'm not up for it." But the truth is, they may feel embarrassed by their growing difficulties. They might struggle to follow conversations or remember details, and rather than admit it, they choose to isolate themselves. This withdrawal can deepen depression and speed up cognitive decline, making early recognition crucial. Changes in mood and personality are among the hardest symptoms for families to cope with. A calm, pleasant person might suddenly become irritable, anxious, or paranoid. They might become easily upset, suspicious of loved ones, or fearful in familiar surroundings. In some cases, they can become aggressive or extremely emotional. These changes aren't a reflection of who they truly are. They're the result of a brain that's misfiring and misinterpreting the world. And while it's painful to watch, it's not intentional. Compassion and patience are essential here. Finally, even the most basic familiar tasks become difficult. Activities that were once second nature, like making coffee, playing a card game, or using a phone, start to feel confusing. The person might forget the steps, do them in the wrong order, or abandon the task entirely. It's not about laziness, it's about a brain losing its ability to carry out routines it once mastered. You might see them struggle with buttoning a shirt, brushing their teeth, or cooking a simple meal. These struggles affect not just function, but confidence and self-esteem. Recognizing these signs early is one of the most powerful things you can do. Dementia is not just about forgetting, it's about losing parts of yourself, your relationships, and your independence over time. But here's the good news. Early detection allows for medical intervention, planning, and support that can significantly improve quality of life. If any of these signs resonate with you or remind you of someone you love, don't wait. Talk to a doctor. Have that hard conversation. Get the help you need and deserve. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing to our channel. We're here to bring awareness, education, and recognizing the 10 early signs of dementia is more than just awareness. It's a call to action. It's about noticing what's often overlooked, speaking up with compassion, and taking thoughtful steps that honor both the individual and their future well-being. If something feels off, even if it seems minor, trust yourself. Start recording observations, ask questions, and reach out. The sooner a possible dementia path is acknowledged, the more opportunities there are to maintain independence, enhance quality of life, and shape what comes next with dignity and choice. This journey is undoubtedly difficult, but it's also shared. You don't have to walk it alone, and neither does anyone experiencing these changes. With medical knowledge advancing, a growing support network, and your love and commitment, dementia can be met not with despair, but with awareness, action, and hope. Support on topics that truly matter. Your attention today could change a life tomorrow. And remember, catching dementia early isn't about fear. It's about empowerment. Take care, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.